DarkDox Digest.
Welcome to DarkDox Digest. Today is February 3rd, 2025, and I think we are finally seeing the death of the New World Order. I'm your host, Christian Coffins. Right, back in the Monday mode. I hope everyone had a decent Monday. How do you do this? You turn the date off, you turn the lower third on, and then I'm back here at the Sky Tower at SeaWorld. I am your host, Christian Coffins, and boy, do I need those 3 days off, man. Woo! For me to do this an hour a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at youtube.com/Sacred Owls. Boy, do I need a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday. And with that being said, I would like to give much respect to Band.video, Infowars.com, Alex Jones, Harrison Smith, and Owen Schroyer showing up to work 5 days a week, sometimes 6, sometimes 7 days a week, because, I mean, I'm taking the same supplements they are, but, you know, they are a little older than me. Well, not Alex, I mean, but I'm 41, and some of those guys are in their early 30s. Anyway, we heard back from an expert about the crash that happened last week, right after our Wednesday show. And this is what the DEI department had to say.
No, I'm serious here.
Don't worry, Stro. Now there are plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives. My first wife was tarded. She's a pilot now.
So that's apparently what happened. His wife was flying that helicopter, and no, I hate to make jokes about terrible things, but it's very clear that these policies are hurting people, and we really need to put an end to them, and we're going to get into a lot of that today. Let's start with the display capture. I like to jump into the Council on Foreign Relations to see what their hot take is from their globalist perspective. So, you know, of course, they're going on and on about Trump's tariff gambit, unraveling trade norms, and the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Let's take a look.
There's an obscure U.S. law that is like using the nuclear option in U.S. trade policy, and President Trump has suggested that he will use it as early as February 1st. The law is called IEEPA, and it stands for the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. My name is Ina Monik. I'm a fellow for trade policy at the Council on Foreign Relations. IEEPA provides sweeping economic powers to the president during an emergency, and he can use these powers during any extraordinary or unusual threat. Trump has stated that he will impose 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico to stem the flow of illegal migration and fentanyl. He has also said that he would impose a 10% tariff on China for its role in the fentanyl trade. Why is this a problem? Trade experts think of IEEPA as a nuclear option in trade because there's very little in the way of the president to using it. And there is little in the way of stopping the president from expanding his use of IEEPA in other ways down the line. So it's an emergency that, once declared, remains on the books and is difficult to rescind. So Congress has no voice in any of the actions, nor do the American people. Canada, Mexico, and China are our top 3 trading partners. If we were to impose 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and 10% tariffs on China, Americans will feel this in their pocketbooks because of all the things they buy every day that come from these countries. But in addition to this, it is likely that all those 3 partners are going to retaliate against U.S. exports, which means U.S. exporters will also pay a cost of making sure that their products can make it outside to other markets. It is unclear how President Trump intends to use IEEPA. It could just be used as leverage to get something else that he wants. So in that case, IEEPA would be a bargaining tool and the measure would be temporary. But if he chooses to extend the emergency and not resolve the conflict, then it could be a very open-ended way to keep tariffs in place for a very long time.
Sounds like a pretty solid plan to me. And it's really interesting how, Council on Foreign Relations, if you go back, anytime 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 years ago, I mean, they make it seem like he is out of his mind, Hitler, totally crazy, gonna kill us all. And, now that he's in office, it was all a bluff. They're all like, yeah, it's a little extreme what he's doing. It's a nuclear option for trade deals, but he might be using it as a bargain. It's interesting how, oh, yeah, now everything's very reasonable now that it's real, but, yeah. Link in the description. I have the Congress.gov International Emergency Economic Powers Act, so you can read it, or you can click this little guy and the robot will read it to you.
Report text available as TXT, PDF, 124 kilobytes.
Not bad, actually. And then this is uscode.house.gov. For more information. Senior FBI leaders ordered to retire, resign, or be fired by Monday. At least 6 senior FBI leaders have been ordered to retire, resign, or be fired by Monday, according to sources briefed on the matter. Extended to a purge that began last week at the Justice Department across the street from the FBI headquarters. The senior officials are at the executive assistant director level or special agent in charge level and include those who oversee cyber, national security, and criminal investigations. Yep, cleaning house. I wanted to do this together because I've never seen this at the Hill before, but if you press and hold this, it proves that you're not a robot. It feels like one of those things you have to do in Resident Evil or something where you have to tap, hold, or... God, that takes forever. I swear, going to a website in 2025 is you have to click no. FCC chair launches investigation into NPR and PBS.
FCC chair launches investigation into NPR, PBS. By Dominic Mastrangelo, the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, is launching an investigation into NPR and PBS over their alleged airing of commercials. I am concerned that NPR and PBS broadcasts could be violating federal law by airing commercials. FCC Chair Brendan Carr wrote to the news outlets in a letter first obtained by the New York Times. In particular, it is possible that NPR and PBS member stations are broadcasting underwriting announcements that cross the line into prohibited commercial advertisements. In a statement to The Hill on Thursday, NPR President and CEO Catherine Motter said the outlet's programming and underwriting messaging complies with federal regulations, including the FCC guidelines on underwriting messages for non-commercial educational broadcasters, and member stations are expected to be in compliance.
Okay, but they've been bitching about this on No Agenda for a while, and rightfully so, because they say that they are non-commercial, yet they do they do these charity drives, but then they also have commercials. So how can you be non-commercial and have commercials? Let's continue listening.
As well. We are confident any review of our programming and underwriting practices will confirm NPR's adherence to these rules, Maher said. We have worked for decades with the FCC in support of non-commercial educational broadcasters who provide essential information, educational programming, and emergency alerts to local communities across the United States. A representative for PBS did not immediately respond to a request for comment, but the public broadcaster said in a statement to the Times it would work diligently to comply with the FCC's underwriting regulations. Carr's letter comes as President Trump and other conservatives have railed against public broadcasters in recent years, alleging bias and suggesting taxpayer dollars should not go to fund the outlets. This appears to be yet another administration effort to weaponize the power of the FCC, Agency Commissioner Ana M. Gomez said in a post on X linking to the Times' report. The FCC has no business intimidating and silencing broadcast media. Most of NPR's funding comes from private sponsorships and personal contributions from audience members, though it does receive a smaller portion of its money from the federal government and member stations. Carr last week announced he would reopen a number of complaints against major broadcast outlets that were dismissed by President Biden's administration, and has vowed to combat what he calls censorship in the mainstream media.
So, I mean, my main problem with it is that, pick a lane, because NPR and PBS, they have been very partisan historically towards the Democratic Party over the Republican Party, but being very political while accepting money from the government, while also having commercials, while also running these drives so people can spend $100 on a handbag or something. But yeah, I think theirs are numbered. Especially when they got things like this from PBS Kids. Let's take a look.
Hey, my name is Cup. I live in Sherman Oaks with two wonderful girls, Alyssa and Sarah. They're sweethearts. I couldn't ask for better roommates. But I have a secret. Every time I look at these two girls, all I can think about is them taking a shit inside of me, then drinking the shit, swishing it around in their mouths, and throwing it up all over each other. I'd be devastated if they found out, but that's not enough to keep me from trying. This is Two Girls and One Cup, the show on PBS Kids.
So, yeah, you can look that up. That's from Justin Roiland's Vimeo channel. And I've uploaded this and it's been deleted on multiple networks over the years. And this is Channel 101. Okay, yeah, this is actually... so this is Dan Harmon, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Either Justin Roiland or Dan Harmon of Rick and Morty fame and the show Community. They also did a really creepy thing called... what was it called? It was based on Dexter, but it was like to try to fuck a kid. And it was called Daryl. They played that on Band.video today. Kind of reminded me of this, especially with this PBS connection and stuff. Because I was sending this video to PBS Kids for years, and they would not respond to me. And it's like, dude, like they're literally using PBS Kids in a thing about like gross sex, poop stuff. Like, and it seems like it's, it's clearly not a kid show. But the fact, like, why even make it for PBS Kids? Like, why? Who is that funny to? And why aren't you putting a cease and desist to these videos? And I mean, they have several of them. This is the episode 1. The whole concept is the Cup tries to disguise himself as other things that the girls would sit on, so that or like disguise himself as toilets so they can poop in him. And these are the people in Hollywood. These are the people behind PBS and NPR and all these leftist Democrat situations, like the Grammys that we're going to get into later, because apparently that happened and no one cared. But it's rampant. Pedos inhibit the Mockingbird media. This is from John Bown.
How many CNN employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. Anything screwed in by CNN employees is under investigation.
In just the past week or two, 2 separate CNN producers have been accused of child molestation. One of them was a man called John Griffin. He was just indicted by a federal grand jury for attempting to, quote, induce minors to engage in unlawful sexual activity. Griffin used to work for Chris Cuomo. He bragged about working shoulder to shoulder with him. We'll leave it there. Then just days after that story, Project Veritas exposed another creep at CNN. They published graphic text messages and a video of a CNN producer, apparently CNN producer, fantasizing about molesting a child. Project Veritas said the producer also allegedly sought explicit photographs of that child.
And so it goes. The nauseating CNN story uncovered by Project Veritas opens up the visibility of a larger child trafficking ring that has been clumsily revealing itself due to its own vile arrogance.
He's asked for nudes of mom and daughter several times.
He's asked for nude pictures of your 15-year-old daughter?
Yep, going back to Jeffrey Epstein with the human trafficking and how long it went before it was, actually exposed. And then, you have John Griffin, that's human trafficking also. That mother brought those children there. Again, the bottom line is to save this girl. I tried going to the police. It didn't work. I don't know if it's because, my history has tainted it or if it's because of who he is. And that's what makes him mad.
There were days when pushing the envelope of what is acceptable to print in the journals of American culture was debatable and acceptable. Nowadays, in the minefields of PC Twitter culture, it's become just plain career suicide. As the pendulum of social media opinion swings, determining what the sick culture of the executives running the Hollywood machine govern is acceptable and unacceptable. Paul Joseph Watson asks, I'm for offensive humor, but why are they all obsessed with pedo jokes? Yep. Well, it appears, unconsciously or consciously, the left is swinging for the fences, jabbing with Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals rule number 4, make the enemy live up to its own book of rules, with a past mired in pedo culture shock humor and counterpunching in the present with supportive tweets employing Alinsky's rule number 5. Ridicule is man's most potent weapon. While the celebrities of the far left's debased careers have remained relatively intact, the right faces the PC guillotine for the slightest infraction, whether it's a misunderstanding or not. But the tables are slowly turning. Just when you thought the Bryan Singer Victor Salva James Gunn rabbit hole had gone deep enough and was largely ignored, as, for example, convicted child molester Victor Salva continues to have no problem distributing his Jeepers Creepers series. A disturbing comedy video from 2009 lampooning infant rape has surfaced from comedian Dan Harmon, the creator of NBC's Community and co-creator of the Cartoon Network's The Rick and Morty Show, as posted on Devin Stack's YouTube channel, Blackpilled or Blackpilled.com.
Dan Harmon, who thought child rape was so hilarious that in 2009 he made an internet skit about raping babies. Now, I'm going to have to censor some of this just to even play it here on YouTube, but it is so graphic, you have to just see it to believe it.
All right, it's bedtime.
Thank you for being such a good patient.
Sleep tight, okay?
For taking all the sleeping pills I prescribed to you, so that later tonight, when I'm crawling in your window, I can count on you to sleep like a baby. Well, I do everything but sleep with yours.
Cartoon Network that's owned by Turner Broadcasting Systems. The same company that owns CNN, which is probably why CNN will not report on this at all.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, Infowars tells you the truth about what's happening next.
Researching this particular case, and I'll go a step further. You can look up Doc and MHARTI, and I'm going to throw Vimeo. And that'll take you, let's see, this is the original one. No, that's not even the original. Let's see. It's on Daily Motion, archive.org. But you see, this is from Justin Roiland. And this is the genesis of Rick and Morty.
Oh man, my kite's in the tree, Doc. I hate this stupid tree. I'm so sad.
Don't be sad, Marty. We'll go back in time, and we'll make sure that your kite doesn't get stuck in the tree.
All right, Doc, that sounds great. I'm gonna go get my boots.
Comic Sacrifice. Notice the Disney font for Justin.
All right, Doc, I'm back. I got my boots. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Marty, we have a problem. The time travel car won't start.
Oh no! What can we do? What are we gonna do?
My chapped, bloody testicles, Marty.
What?
I need you to lick them.
Oh my god. What? What? You want me to lick them?
Yes, Marty. It's the only way to fix our time travel car. You have to lick my balls, Marty. The saliva needs to be warm and fresh, and it must be administered by your tongue, Marty.
But I don't understand how that would work, Doc. I'm confused.
Marty, trust me. I built this car with my own 2 hands from the ground up. Hurry!
Okay, Doc. You convinced me. Here goes nothing.
That's it, Marty. Slather your wet tongue all over my balls. Don't miss a spot. It's working, Marty. It's working. Okay, Marty, here we are. In your front lawn 30 years ago. The very same day that tree was planted.
Well, Doc, who do you think planted
So,
it?
yeah,
How
they
we
do
gonna
that
stop
3
them?
or 4
It
more
doesn't matter
times,
who
and it
planted
gets
the tree,
grosser
Marty.
and grosser
The only way
each
to
time
stop
they
them
do it.
is by having
And, but I have to show this to you people so you understand. Like, I'm not just fucking making this shit up. This has been going on for a long time. It's hidden in plain view. And because of exposing this stuff, they kicked me off of Facebook. They kicked me off of all TikTok and all these other social networks. So if you find this, they're probably going to kick me off of YouTube after I make this one, right? So if you value what I'm doing here, you can go to cash.app and throw me some money over at DarkDox, or just scan that thing over there. I'd really appreciate it. Yes. Senior USAID officials put on leave after denying access to Musk's Doge team. Every time I say Doge, I gotta bring him on board. After standoff, Doge members gain control over access system, letting them lock out workers and read emails. I'm gonna turn myself off here so you can read along with me if you like. And we'll go ahead and, 2 senior security officials at the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, have been put on administrative leave after they blocked efforts by members of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, to access sensitive data from the agency. 5 current and 4 former USAID officials have told The Guardian. The demand led to a tense standoff during which a senior deputy to Musk threatened to call the U.S. Marshal in to grant access to the building. The officials said John Voorhees, USAID Director of Security, and deputies blocked efforts by members of Doge, a special group that Trump has created to physically access restricted areas. So I love it. Do the Pentagon next and figure out where all those trillions of dollars went. Because, But as you can see, USAID.gov, a site can't be reached. But they're still on LinkedIn. So, USAID headquarters shut down by Trump administration. Hundreds of staffers locked out overnight. Gateway pundit. You get the idea. Autism Capital posted. Apparently this is Spaces. Yeah, it's only 40 seconds. Let's listen.
Just a ball of worms. As we dug into USAID, it became apparent that what we have here is not an apple with a worm in it, but we have actually just a ball of worms. And so at the point at which you don't merely, like, if you've got an apple and it's got a worm in it, maybe you can take the worm out. But if you've got actually just a ball of worms, It's hopeless. And USAID is a bowl of worms. There is no apple. And when there is no apple, you've just got to basically get rid of the whole thing. That is why it's got to go. You know, it's beyond repair. So, yeah.
Well,
as we dug into USAID, it became apparent that what we have here is.
You know, what I find really interesting is dude's the richest man in the world, or damn near it, or whatever. Get a better microphone. Like, I'm sorry, I when I listen back to my show, it's slightly better than that. How is that possible? I don't know. Invest in microphones, Elon. Just don't make a Tesla microphone, whatever you do. And some more information, link in the description about USAID, what it does, all that. One of our affiliates is actually thealexjonesstore.com, and if you go to thealexjonesstore.com/DarkDox and purchase anything, I get 10%, and it is greatly appreciated. Right now, they're giving away a Bronco 4x4. You don't need anything to enter. Just put in your email address and get you get 20% off and 5 free entries right there today. So they got that going on. And what else? Yeah, every dollar you spend, 10 times entry. And they got a bunch of crazy knives that look pretty badass. And what else do they got? They got some fundraiser items that are kind of marked up right now to help out. And I really like this. And I am actually a member of the VIP club. When you sign up for $30 a month, you get $40 in store credit every month. So it's pretty much, if you plan on, supporting Alex Jones and everything he's doing, and this is a great way because it's run by Bigley, the store. So like it's a third party. Even if like they lose Infowars, the Alex Jones store will continue on with alexjones.network. So, it's a good way to kind of get through all of that BS. But you also get automatic double entries into all the giveaways like the 4x4. You get access to the Lost Tapes, which is a huge MP3 archive of all of the Alex Jones shows from 2001 to 2008. There's a bunch of amazing stuff in there, interviews, all kinds of stuff. Exclusive monthly VIP only giveaways, unlimited skips. I don't know what that means. I think they mean like you could turn it off a month and turn it back on a month or whatever. Early access on products, promos, and giveaways, and you control your membership. Right now they got the Ultimate Sea Moss gummies, capsules. The gummies are out of stock. They got the capsules, which are twice as strong. Ultimate Gut Cleanse. I've been on that. I've been losing a little bit of weight, not really doing much. Apparently, it takes all the toxins in your body and just gets rid of them. They get these Prepper all natural freeze dried beefsteaks. Curious about that. A bunch of t-shirts, bunch of knives. They got patriotic Trump Valentine's Day bundles. It's 5 different high-quality greeting cards for $19.99. If you're going to buy someone, something like that anyway. I really like the vintage Band.video Blockbuster video t-shirt. I might go ahead and spend my VIP points this month on that shirt, I think. But all sorts of fun stuff at thealexjonesstore.com/DarkDox to help out what I'm doing. Elon Musk posted this.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
She's good. I like her. It's nice. It's nice. I still miss Kaylee. Kaylee! What are you doing these days? Is she at Fox now? I think so. Secretary Sean Duffy posted on February 1st. I wanted to, this is not news, but effective immediately, the Department of Transportation will no longer participate in celebrations based on immutable traits or any other identity-based observances. These distractions do nothing to keep planes in the air, trains on the track, and ports and highways secure. In the wake of 2 devastating plane crashes, my focus is singular, enforcing the highest standards of safety and accountability. From now on, every day of every month, we celebrate transportation, beautiful infrastructure, safety. It's like, again, the adults are back in the room. All right, guys. All right, kids. You had your fun with your rainbows and your flags. Now, we're going to get back to flying airplanes correctly. Jesus Christ. Amen. And I'm sorry for using the Lord's name in vain, but is it vain? Is the question. Hundreds of pro-immigrant protesters gather in all sorts of cities and states all across the U.S. They got the info on the Obama phone.
News. Hundreds taking to the streets, standing in solidarity with the immigrant community across Metro Atlanta. ICE is responding, and so is Georgia's GOP chairman. What they're saying and what protesters want to happen next.
Live, local,
late
breaking.
This
is Channel 2 Action News at 6 p.m.
This is in Atlanta.
Coverage you can count on.
And thank you for joining us on this first day of a new month. Good evening, I'm Candace McCowan. Let's get right to that breaking news. We are tracking pro-immigration protests right here in Metro Atlanta. We have live team coverage with Channel 2's Aaron Rodgers and DeKalb and Courtney Francisco in Cobb County. We begin with Aaron Rodgers live along Buford Highway. Aaron.
Candace, you can see people are still out here, a heavy police presence here too. But I can tell you the people that are here are just a fraction of the crowd that has been up and down Buford Highway for nearly 6 hours now. Buford Highway still blocked off between Claremont and Dresden here.
You're pro-life until kids are in cages is what one of the signs said, which was an Obama-era problem, the kids in cages.
Today, they say to stand in solidarity with the immigrant community.
Look at all these Mexican flags. I mean, if I was a Mexican right now, I would not be flying a Mexican flag to try to stay in the United States. It's not a good move.
But also say those aren't the only people they're arresting. They say anyone who didn't enter the country legally or who entered the country illegally is at risk of deportation. But the people out here today say they are showing up united no matter what country they or their family immigrated from to fight back and defend their place in the country they call home.
A lot of people are affected by the deportations taking place across this country. A lot of people. But as you can see, people are not scared. We're coming into the streets. We're building this movement. We're going to protect our brothers and sisters and our family. We're not going to stay inside. We're going to come out. We're going to build this movement, and we're going to fight.
Now, again, you can see a lot of people are still out here rallying. I did speak to one woman, though, whose brother was arrested in this ICE crackdown. I'm working on her part of the story for WSB Tonight. Live in Brookhaven, I'm Aaron Rodgers, Channel 2 Action News.
I mean, they should be going around asking everyone for their ID, everyone for their driver's license at these events. Like, this is totally spitting in the face of the American people and immigrants that came into this country through a port of entry legally and lawfully and went through the whole procedure like my family did back in the 80s. We went through the whole process. I mean, I was a baby, but they went through the whole process. It took years. And, that was back then. But everyone that's waiting in line, these are people that cut in line and got into this country illegally. And the media is trying to make it seem like, oh, no person is illegal. you are an illegal immigrant into a country if you broke the law and crossed the border somewhere you weren't supposed to, and you didn't do it through the proper channels. So it's just disgusting that this is happening. And, people are going to get hurt, and they're going to blame it on Trump. But, our borders were completely open for 4 years. And really, even before that, before the Trump when Trump first got in 2016, we had 8 years of Barack Obama and Joe Biden. And so there was all of that going on. And he was just starting to fix things with all this resistance. Oh, walls are racist and all of that stuff. Then COVID, then the Black Lives Matter Summer of Love. I mean, really, what could you even do in those 4 years? Then they stole the election. We had more open border policies, and here we are. So this is also in Georgia. It seems like we got this. But again, if you want to stay in the United States, fly an American flag, and maybe it would be considered. Like, could you imagine going to Israel, going to Pakistan, going to Somalia, and entering the country illegally? And then when they are cracking down on this happening a lot because it's ruining their country, then you take to the streets with an American flag and say, screw you, we're staying. Like, if you love Mexico so much, I love Mexico too. I visited it only once in my life, and it was wonderful. Everyone in Juarez was so nice to us, and so it's like, this is not anti-Mexican. I love Mexican people. I love the Mexican culture. I love Mexican food. I love, step pyramids. I'm not big on cannibalism, and I hear you guys don't do it anymore, so that's good. But so this is not a race issue. This is an illegal immigration issue, and every country has these border policies and deportation requirements and requirements for citizenship. It's just outrageous, the double standard that, like, we have to just accept everyone's, everything and give all of our money away to other countries when they're all flooding over here. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. But the thing is, it does make sense if you are trying to balkanize and destroy the United States in order to have no shining beacon of liberty in the world and have a globalist, totalitarian, New World Order police state. Where everyone is a slave to the Great Reset and living in a 15-minute city, and you will own nothing and you will be happy and all that stuff. So we're in the thick of these are the first skirmishes. We won the battle getting Trump in, and now we're we're in the war now. Think of it that way. That now we've made our way onto the battlefield, and we have tanks and we have ammunitions and so they're firing back, and this is just the beginning when it comes to those protests. They're going to get more and more radical, more and more violent, with more and more numbers, more and more funding, and it's only a matter of time. It's a powder keg. They're going to turn violent, and then people are going to be defending themselves, and someone's going to die, and then they're going to make it seem like bloody murder, and I can already see it. So that's why everyone has to be on their best behavior, and no one can be violent. No one can start the fight. Protect your family, absolutely, but definitely don't start. And they want you to start something with these people. D.C. U.S. Attorney sends letter to Chucky Schumer related to threats against SCOTUS justices. Will DOJ investigate other violent, inciting leftists and Democratic politicians? Yeah, good. He's the one that says that, when, whether you did something or not, the DOJ has 15 ways of getting to you. And, this guy is totally criminal, and he's been on a power trip for way too long. We got a little video clip here. What do we got? Gotta watch it on YouTube. Oh, it's on Rumble. It's from the Gateway Pundit. Let's take a look.
And they're taking away fundamental rights. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
We get a Kraken, they get a whirlwind. Kraken sounds way
You
cool.
won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Well, that clip was uneventful. Michigan woman discreetly records canvasser telling her it's okay to register to vote in 2 different counties. You don't have to live down here to vote. There's a video? It says there's a video. Why do I have to refresh things to click play? Well, that's weird. Okay. Well, I'll read some of this then. Oh, yeah. Get back up there. We're doing this live, people. A Michigan woman, we call her Gina, is being hailed as a hero for her fast-acting decision to reach inside her purse and hit record on a voice recording app on her cell phone when she was approached by a woman who attempted to convince her to commit fraud by knowingly registering to vote in 2 different counties. Well done. You can read this if you want to. But hell yeah, do that. More of that. David Hogg delivers victory speech after winning DNC vice chair position. He's growing up so fast.
First of all, thank you, Chairman Harrison. Can we give a round of applause to Jamie? You...
We need gay frogs.
Thank you. Thank you. Who's ready to take the fight to the Republicans and win this thing? Are you guys ready to fight? It's been a long day, but guess what? We have a long road ahead. Let's go and kick some ass.
Oh, he's inciting violence.
Let's go win our young people back, and let's stop sending just our thoughts and prayers to address gun violence and do something.
Well, Doge,
are you ready to do that? Because together, we can make school shooter drills history and not headlines. Are you ready to do that?
Oh,
together, we can address the housing crisis and so many other issues of our time that are affecting our young people. Because tonight, Malcolm and I won with your support. Thank you so much. You guys rock, and thank you again to Jamie.
Can we talk about this whole Democrat vest thing going on here? It's giving idiocracy. Hold on, let's compare.
No, I'm serious here. Don't worry, Stro. Now there are plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives. My first wife was tarded. She's a pilot now.
I mean, it's really one of those outfits.
Thank you to Justin. Give a round of applause to Justin Pearson. And all my friends in the young Dems, the college Dems, the high school Dems. I love you guys so much. I could go on and on. Let's go party.
He's like, no, please don't go on.
Okay, folks, we're...
Oh, boy. New Jersey governor sheltering illegal alien at his home dares Trump administration to come get her. Look at this guy. Huh? My teeth can't do that. I tried. I think this goes right to the clip. At least it did when I did it earlier. Yeah, you guys rule.
I don't want to get into too much detail, but there's someone in our broader universe whose immigration status is not yet at the point that they are trying to get it to. And we said, you know what, let's have her live at our house above our garage. And good luck to the feds coming in to try to get her. So it's going to be a whole combination, all of the above.
Good luck to the feds.
And the one I fear, which is why the size of this crowd, and Marcia, you're doing this, I think, is meaningful. I'm the former U.S. ambassador to Germany, which, by the way, is going through hell right now.
Notice the red shoes and the red socks.
We still have a home
Look
there.
up what
Our
red
son,
shoes
our
means.
oldest guy, just flew there for business today. The Germans in the 20s and 30s got tired.
Oh, the Germans.
They got sick of fighting.
Oh, the
And
Germans.
Look at the price we paid.
So, yeah.
We cannot roll over. We cannot stop fighting.
That's the New Jersey governor. Good luck to the feds, because he has this girl who's an illegal that is hiding in his house with his red shoes on. Can't make this shit up. Look at what red shoes means. I'm not even going to get into it. Trump signs order creating first ever U.S. sovereign wealth fund, and TikTok could be its first purchase. President Trump signed an executive order on Monday to create a sovereign U.S. wealth fund, saying that TikTok may be one of his first acquisitions. The world's largest and wealthiest sovereign funds owned by China and resource-rich countries like Norway and Middle Eastern Emirates. I've never heard of this because I'm American. We're so poor. So please, if you like what we do, buy me a chicken dinner on Cash App. Also, we have DarkDox Shop still for a little bit. So updates. I am moving away from WordPress for my mental health and the mental health of all of my tech people. I would like to give a big shout out to Rutro and Greg Fernandez Jr. and Brendan O'Leary, and especially Noah Westwind. He has done so much for DarkDox.me, DarkDox.com over the years, and I really appreciate all of you in the chat tuning in and stuff. But WordPress is just in pot. We created new databases and tried to install new instances, and WordFence it shows up out of the box broken, and you have to. I can't deal with it anymore. So we are going back to a static HTML website, and I'm actually kind of excited about it because now I can have the website on my computer offline, and I can work on it and just upload the newest version like the old days. And I found a nice theme that's snazzy, and it has a little bit of animation to it, and it has some nice functionality to it. But yeah, it's going to be a different experience, and I think it's going to be way better. And if someone hacks the site or whatever, we can be back up in like a minute or two instead of like being down for months and sometimes years. We've been down for almost a year at times, and it's completely unacceptable. And but hey, we're on a shoestring budget here. But before there is no more DarkDox Shop for a while, for maybe a month or so, well, I'm going to be working on new products and stuff. We still have inventory, and it's still up and running at darkdox.me/shop. This is it. And, if you get any of this stuff, it might be the last of its kind. We got projectors. We got MP4 players with micro SD cards that have podcasts, movies, PDF documents, all kinds of awesome stuff on there that exposes the New World Order. And it's all of our archives. It's all we've been collecting over the years. We got vinyl records. We got vinyl stickers. We got T-shirts. We got Blu-rays. We got comic books. We got DVDs. But yeah, it's all going to be out of stock pretty soon. So definitely jump on that. Do we got any? What else we got? Is that it? I'm actually going to jump into, now that we got all that taken care of, I'm going to jump into the DarkDox Network because I didn't want to tab all of these things. So Noah just posted this. Let's see what we got here. We're doing it live.
This was supposed to be the exciting part of the school board meeting, awards being handed out to talented students. Those kids left the meeting, and next on the agenda, updating classroom technology and preventing headlights.
Business as usual stopped when 56-year-old Clay Duke stepped to the front of the room and began spray painting a wall with an ominous red symbol seen in the movie V for Vendetta.
The facial expressions on the board members kind of hinted that something odd was happening, and then I saw the gun.
Nadine Yanis, a reporter for local station WMBB, hit the floor as Duke ordered the women and children from the room. Moments later, board member Ginger Littleton sneaks behind Duke and tries to knock the gun from his hand with her purse.
If he wanted to kill her at that moment, he could have, and he didn't.
Duke let her leave again and turned his attention back to the men of the school board, namely the superintendent, Bill Husfeld, who somehow had the composure to reason with the gunman.
Here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want anybody to, just listen to me for a minute. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I've got a feeling that what you want is the cops come in and kill you because you're mad, because you say you're going to die today. But why? This isn't worth it. This is a problem. Please don't. Please don't. Please.
Police say Duke fired at least 14 rounds, and every single one of them missed. One bullet hit the desk right in front of the superintendent and stuck in his notebook. Police say it appears he wanted his final crime to end in a blaze of gunfire.
Nailed it.
I'm going to kill you.
Whew. Okay. So yeah, don't do that. What else we got here? Yes, I covered a couple things. I want to see if you guys pick it up.
She's won 33 Grammys, including for Best Country Album last night. Frank Sinatra got 11 Grammys. The Beatles won 7. Judy Garland, 2. Beyonce, 33.
33.
Most overrated artist of all time. Listen to what John Rich tweeted. Folks are asking me, how do music award shows work? He writes, labels and publishers all have blocks of votes. They make deals with each other. You vote for mine, we'll vote for yours type thing. It has zero to do with who made the best music, thus Beyonce with Country Album of the Year. Nice, right? The same thing is true with the CMAs, the ACMs, Billboard, etc.
Yeah, that shit's all rigged.
Speaking of stuff in the sky, though, News Nation, they had a whistleblower by the name of Jacob Barber. He was on one of the retrieval teams for UAPs and UFOs. And they showed a video of them picking up a UAP that was literally looked like a giant egg.
And this thing was just sitting out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
How'd they know about it?
This is the crazy part that he talked about. They're called psionics, which are basically the Stargate people. Remember Stargate from CIA, where they could see where certain stuff is? So they're called psionics, and they use psychic ability to find and summon UFOs.
Dude, this is what we've been talking about.
Weird, right? And the guy's like, well, what do you say to people that say, like, this is the craziest? Like, I don't know about that. The guy's like, it's 100% real. And he's like, in fact, every retrieval mission that they went on, they were within like a 300-foot area where the psionics said that it was going to be at.
Dude, that's not good.
Speaking of...
I am so offended by these fascist deportations that are happening in our country now that I am leaving to another country that doesn't do this. Well, I've decided that I'm going to Canada. Oh, wait. Oh, no, Canada does it too. That's fine. I'm just going to go chill on the beaches in Mexico. Oh, no, Mexico does it too. Yep. The UK. I'm going to the UK to eat beans and toast. Oh, what's that? No, never mind. Australia has to do better. No, oh, God damn. France has to be the answer. Oh, whoops. I just don't understand. When did our country become like this? Oh, would you look at that? The law that Trump is using actually dates back to 1798? Well, still, I just don't understand why Republicans are so hell-bent on tormenting these poor people who came here illegally. Oh, damn. Well, I guess that sounded really stupid, didn't it? None of this is new. We have always done this. The only thing that has changed is that we left our doors completely unlocked and kicked wide open for the last 4 years, and now we have to go back and fix all of the damage that has been done, and the media is trying to play this to get you outraged about it. I am so...
Yup. That guy's hilarious. If you're not already following it, follow his stuff. What else we got here?
Anchor Dana Bash was visibly stunned when Tom Homan explained that all illegal aliens are subject to deportation, even if they haven't committed an additional crime.
And this is the difference between the last administration and this administration. ICE is going to enforce the immigration law. There's going to be more collateral arrests in sanctuary cities because they forced us to go in the community and find the guy we're looking for.
Let me just make sure that I understand what you're saying, because at first you said that the first targets are those with criminal records, but you are also saying that those who are undocumented in the U.S., also who don't have criminal records, people who are working in their communities, they could be swept up with ICE today as well?
If he's with others in the United States illegally, we're going to take enforcement action against him. We're going to enforce the immigration law.
One of the things that's great about Tom Homan is that he doesn't even pretend to care about sanitizing any of this. It's what he's been promising to do for months, and he's going to do it. So when the CNN anchor reacts with disbelief, he just doesn't care. Anchor
kind of reminds me of the "I don't care, Margaret" that JD Vance did on that interview the other day. It's of course a meme now. I really don't care, Margaret. It's kind of like the "frankly, dear, I don't give a damn" of this era. And that's what you have to do with these people. Be like, yeah, we're enforcing the law. I mean, it's just that simple. Here is Tom McDonald's take on the Grammys.
The Grammys were last night, and it was full of political statements from the world's most famous pedophiles, Hollywood celebrities. Yeah, Lady Gaga accepted her award and felt compelled to tell everybody that trans people aren't invisible. Yeah, we know they're not invisible. That's why we're always laughing at the way they look. Also, invisibility is like a superpower. They're not superheroes. And if they were, their power would be shape-shifting into sandals and muffins and all the other stuff they identify as. Trevor Noah made like 50 jokes about illegals getting deported, which I don't really understand, because half of Hollywood said they were leaving America because it's so terrible. And if America's so terrible, you should be happy for the people getting kicked out. You should catch a ride with them. And Alicia Keys said that DEI is not a threat, it's a gift. And if that gift's an unqualified workforce hired based on their skin color and pronouns, then I guess she's right. Problem is, it's a shitty gift, and that's why we're returning it. Also, Kanye West told Diddy, "Hold my beer." I don't know, this shit's just weird. That was the 2025 Grammys in a nutshell. If you missed it, be glad you did.
What's with Kanye West told Diddy to hold his beer? Uh-oh. No, I don't think that means what you think it means. But yeah, I'm good. I don't need to watch any of that. So we had a whole lot of weird stuff happening last Friday, and we might have to revisit that because it has gotten buried in the chat. Yeah, Noah, I need you to do a report on this. Because yeah, we had a whole lot of stuff going on. I'm scrolling through here. Oh yeah, and then Greg and Noah had the debate about, I think we're gonna have a big debate coming up between Greg and Noah on this show in the near future. So check us out, man. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're on X, we are Sacred Owls Unite. And on BitChute, we are DarkDox. On Rumble, we are DarkDox. And that about does it. On Cash.app, we are also DarkDox. So we are going to once more get rid of all this and go back to the universe, and then come back down to SeaWorld. And yeah, that about does it for today. I hope you guys have a good night's rest for your Tuesday. And we'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at youtube.com/Sacred Owls, and with the rebroadcast on Rumble and BitChute shortly thereafter. This is Christian Coffins once more saying, beware, take care, bye-bye. Come on, man.
DarkDox Digest.
Buy me a chicken dinner.
DarkDox Digest.
DarkDox.com.
DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.
This is Jersey Joe. You're listening to the DarkDox Digest. DQ with your host, Christian Coffins.